Hello YouTube, this is Player 2 with another video. I'm really sorry about the last two videos. The first two videos I put up, I wasn't really aware of the microphone quality I was using. I just upgraded to the Razer Orca headphones, which are just fantastic headphones for about 50 bucks. They don't have a mic on them. And so I was using the Logitech, I don't even know what brand it is. It's some sort of a Logitech cheapo. It's like the $8 Walmart version of it. So I just recorded something just to get it up there on the channel, and I didn't realize the microphone quality was so bad. So I dug out my Creative headset with the little nicer mic on it, and I'm just going to try this and see how this works. You guys can let me know if you like this better or not, and give me any comments, any tips, or anything like that you think you'd like to hear about. Playing again some of this Diablo MedianXL mod. It's really fun. I'm doing the Halls of the Dead level 2 if you can't read that. And I'm not really going to talk about the game so much. I'm going to talk about upcoming games in particular. One that I'm really stoked for is Skyrim. Now, if you've ever played any of the Elder Scroll games, I've been playing them since the beginning, since the very first one, where the character creations, you could take the girl's clothes off and see her boobs and everything like that. You know, back in, I don't know, whenever that was, all the way up through Oblivion, and loved every one of them. I thought they were all just fantastic. My favorites, I probably say my favorite was Morrowind so far, except for the fact that everything was just brown, and that was it, just 100 shades of brown. But the mod community really shaped up the graphics and whatnot and made a really good game. Skyrim is the newest game coming out this year. It looks really good. The graphics are top notch from the videos I've seen. The gameplay looks really good. The settings, the open dynamic world, things like that. But I do have a couple concerns about it. The first is the consolidation of the skills. They took out acrobatics and things like that to kind of condense it down, give it an easier play style, I imagine. Now this is good and bad, and I'll tell you why. First, the good. When you go from a long sword to a short sword, and you feel like you have to start over because your skill in the short sword isn't high enough, that kind of sucks. Now that they've kind of condensed all the bladed weapons into one skill, is really nice. So you pick out your long sword, you use that, you've leveled up your blade skill, whatnot. You find yourself a short sword or another long sword, a different type of sword like a scimitar or whatnot. You know, I say the word whatnot a lot. I really need to stop saying that. So anyways, you pick up a scimitar, you use the scimitar in the older games. It was like starting over with the skill, because you had different bladed skill sets. In this one, it's all the same thing, and that's cool. What I don't like about them consolidating the skills together is the fact that in the older ones you got like acrobatics and things like that, and it really gave you a really broad customization of your character. If I don't want mine to be a hack and slash or even a spellcaster, I want it to be a sneaky type of like stealth character, you can do that. And that was just fantastic. And in this one, it's just going to kind of like, I don't know, corral you into a few player types, it seems like. The second thing I have concerns about is the spell crafting. Now, if you've ever played any of these games, the first thing you really want to do is make yourself an unlock spell, because there are going to be doors and chests and everything throughout the game that you're not going to be able to get into, and it's frustrating as hell. So, oh, there's my alarm. Hold on. There we go. Dismiss. You're finding all these locks and chests and everything that you can unlock. So you go to the Mages Guild, you become a member, you do their little quests or whatever, and now you can make your lock skill, or your lock spell, which is great. Now you can open anything. In this one, they don't let you do that apparently. They gave you a lot of different spells, like what they're describing is the fire spells. They've got 30 different fire spells, so you don't have to make your own spells. But that was kind of the point. You know, that for instance, when I started playing Morrowind for the first time, I remember going into the Drugar cave to look for the box, And you're going through the cave and exploring and whatnot, and I came across it, and I said, what night again? That's crazy. I came across like a chasm I couldn't get across. I can't jump across. There wasn't a way across, so I went back to the Mages Guild and spent all this time and effort making a levitate spell. And I remember just customizing the spell just right so I could cast it one time, and it chewed up all my mana, and it just barely got me across the chasm, and it felt like an accomplishment. Bethesda said that they want to get away from the spreadsheet feel of making spells. And I don't think they understand that mages are all about spreadsheets. That's how magic gets created. Trial and error. This has to be just so, or else we're going to blow a hole in the fabric of space and time, and who knows. So that really just kind of burns me a little bit that they're taking that out. They also took out hand-to-hand combat, which is, again, the consolidation of the skills, but hand-to-hand, and this is the third thing I want to talk about, is if you've ever played any of the Bethesda games, especially like Fallout. I played through Fallout 3. Fantastic game. Afterwards, I said, okay, I played through it, now what? And my friends and I got together and we said, well, let's just melee our way through it. The rules are you can only punch things. You can get enhancements like brass knuckles and the power, whatever it was, to punch things. You can't use any range attacks or anything like that. You would not believe the amount of bottle caps and currency that you have stockpiled just by punching things. You don't have to buy ammunition, you don't have to fix weapons or buy weapons or anything like that. It's just going out and punching things. And eventually it gets to the point where you come across the super mutants, you can just two-shot them. Bam, bam, dead. And that was a lot of fun. I mean, it really gave challenge to the game of Fallout. But in this one, no hand-to-hand, which I can honestly live without. The game looks pretty cool, so I'm sure we as consumer whores are going to buy it anyways. Now, what they did put in is, and this I thought was really cool, dragons, which, okay, dragons are fine, don't get me wrong, but they made them dynamic, which means that dragons are going to fly around all the time. You could be lowest level, step out of the tutorial area, and you'll see one fly past. They attack anything. If they're evil, they just randomly fly around. So you really gotta look out. If you're in a high populated area by dragons, these flying lizards, and which to me is really cool. I think that is just awesome. The dragons themselves. Oh, this part of the video. This is really cool. This dragon's egg right here. I didn't even notice that my lackeys were beating on it and that thing popped out, the Bale spawn, so I had to fight this, which is one of those little additions to the mod that makes the game really cool. But back to Skyrim, I'm sorry. The dynamic dragons, the fact that they can just attack you at any time, they can just come out of nowhere, and there they are, is nice. You have to kill the dragons apparently to upgrade your spells and abilities, or they give you something. I don't know. It's all speculative at this point because they can change anything they want at any time, which is what they're doing now. I mean, every time they come out, they say, "All right, well, we've taken this away from you, but we've given you dragons. Okay, well, we've taken something else away from you, but look at these beautiful graphics. All right, we've taken one more thing away, but you see that mountain way over there? You can climb to the top of that if you want to." So it's kind of a trade-off, and there's things about it that I like and things I don't like. The spell crafting really just kind of, I'm not a magic user by any means, but it's nice to be able to go in and say, I want to play a mage, or I want to play this warrior who needs like this one spell to do something, like that unlock spell or that levitate spell or like a jump spell or something like that, and to have to go into the Mages Guild and make up this spell through trial and error is really part of the game. It really opens it up to customization. So I'm really hoping that the mod community and Bethesda mod community they're just fantastic. They make some of the best mods out there, and I'm really hopeful, and I'm really glad that they work for us to make these games better through graphics or enhancements or whatever it is. So we'll see. But But yep, Skyrim looks fantastic, and we'll see from there. So, all right, this is Player 2 signing out, and I'll see you next time.